Sometimes a beginner student might need some extra material when they're still in a primer or level 1 book. They might need some extra stuff outside of the method book to reinforce a certain concept or get extra practice of something. The problem is you don't want to distract them or disrupt their trajectory if they're getting used to a certain way of reading music. In this video, I'll give you a few suggestions of books that I think make a great supplement for students who are using an interval or landmark note based method like Piano Safari Level 1. I'm a piano teacher who's been teaching since 2013 and teaching other teachers as well, and so I explore a lot of books in my time. I'm really excited to share some of my favorites with you today. So there are two reasons really why a student in Piano Safari 1 might need extra, and they might need extra on the rote side or on the reading side. So let's look at the rote side first. The way to tell if your student needs extra rote pieces would be if they're struggling with the memorization work in Piano Safari and picking up the patterns, or if they need more opportunities to practice the techniques outside of reading pieces because they get distracted by the reading and they can't practice their technique in that context. So the first selection that would be great for students at this level to work on more rote pieces is right here. It's called Magic Beans. This is by Ben Crosland and it is a beautiful selection of pieces. Now it's actually about half rote, half reading, but you can definitely use all of the rote pieces and you can start to incorporate the reading pieces as your student gets up to that level of reading. We have a whole extra video on just Magic Beans, so we're going to link to that for you so that you can explore it more if you think it might be of interest to you. Another great option for rote pieces would be this guy right here. This is Safari by June Armstrong. And I know Piano Safari is Safari, but once your students get over the book name confusion, this is a great fit for them. Each one of these is about a different part of Safari, so most of them are animals, but it starts at the dawn of the day and then it goes all the way through until the evening, so it's a full day on Safari. It's just a beautiful selection of pieces, and again we have a whole video on this, so we're going to link to that. And finally, on the rote side of things, you might like to explore Rote Repertoire by Samantha Coates. This is not a book, it's a selection of pieces that's available online. So you can purchase individual pieces, you can purchase bundles, and you can buy a membership so that you get access to everything. The website is roterepertoire.com and you guessed it, we have a video specifically about that. But the reason that I think this would be great for Piano Safari students is that the rote pieces are quite different in style and in the way that they're taught. Look into them and see if they might be of interest to your students. Now we're going to look at some more books on the reading side of things. Before we do that, if you're enjoying this video so far, just hit the thumbs up below. That tells YouTube that you like this video and want to see more like it. If your student needs more help on the reading side of Piano Safari, they need help with reading steps and skips, or seconds and thirds. And there's a few resources out there for this. The first one I'm going to suggest is from my own site, vibrantmusicteaching.com. And it's called Reading Railroad. Your student can work on these exercises one by one, over and over as many times as they need to. They're a little bit different from the Piano Safari sight reading cards. They're also short, but they come with backing tracks so that your student really has to read them on time and get used to reading in the moment. They're also just great for more reinforcement for those that need that. So we have them in online versions, but we also have a printable version if you prefer to work in a hard copy. The next book is from Piano Pronto and it's called Simple Sensations. This one, you might need to write the occasional note name onto the staff, but just the occasional one in the same style as is done in the Piano Safari books, where you have the blank and you're writing where that finger number is going to. Once you've done that, I think these pieces would be very manageable for a student towards the end of Piano Safari 1. And then my final recommendation is this one. We have a video about this as well. This is Doodles by Alison Matthews. The reason I love this book in general is that it's full of tiny little short pieces. It has tons of opportunity for creativity and the pieces are so clearly leveled. So the level 1 pieces stick in around middle C, which is not my favorite, but for a student that's struggling with reading, it can be really valuable to have an extra book besides their Piano Safari book that's jumping around a little bit more, one book where they feel like, okay, I'm in this place, I can focus on just reading the intervals. And then level 2 moves to a different spot. So this is really great for your students who need really a lot more practice with their reading to go alongside the Piano Safari materials and to slow them down a lot more. So those are my selections for you. As I said, this isn't for every student, so it's not every beginner that needs extra material. In fact, I'd say most students in Piano Safari 1 don't need anything extra at that stage. I love to introduce supplemental books to give students different styles and genres and things, but I prefer to do that actually from level 2 in most cases. These suggestions are just for those students who really do need that a little bit of extra material at this level before they move on to the next one. So I hope this was helpful for you. Please do let me know, and let me know what other kind of content you want to see.